me, bless his holy name. I want to just say I got on TikTok not long ago. I got on live, and I hadn't been live on TikTok in a long time. And what I did, and which I want to do the same thing now because want I never want nobody to think that I don't appreciate, regardless of whether you make a negative comment or positive comment. I want you to know, I still appreciate you getting on here commenting. I appreciate you taking the time to get on my live. I appreciate even the ones that gain stock and doing the mockery and all that. I want y'all to know I appreciate y'all too, because if you all don't get on here, and even comment or like, you know, push your like button if you don't mind. I'm trying to get my channel because I've been trying for a long time, but I always had people behind the scene that will do things. It's sad when men, I'm talking about grown men's in their 60s and 70s and, younger, that will actually gain stock and harass a woman with a special need child. And they've been doing it a long time. Even my husband, I don't know. Somebody said he remarried. I don't know. I have no idea. I never received a yeah, I'm gonna say this again. I never received a divorce decree or nothing like that because by law he's supposed to make sure I get the paperwork. We're supposed to go to court because I do have a special needs son. But I haven't heard, anything from him. No, since I left him in October 2025, I have not heard a word from him, and my son haven't neither. He haven't so much as to call him or message him and say anything. But he wants to put on the face like he this perfect person. And this is the thing about everything with him is that he would have these affairs outside our marriage. And I would say things to him, and he would constantly lie, but I knew he was having affairs, right? Because he was a person where God showed me he had two faces. So that means he had, he was living a double life. He showed me one face, and then he had another face outside of our home. And I want to say it again, we lived together all the way up to October 2025 when I left. We lived in Jetersville, Virginia. Yeah, I'm putting out where we live. Jetersville, Virginia. Which the place we lived at, it's for family property, where we raised our kids at. But he still was cheating then too. But he never had the balls. A lot of times people say the balls to just get up and leave and do his own thing. And you all gonna hear me say it over and over again, which I gave him opportunity before we got married, just told me anytime in our marriage you wanted somebody else, you're more than welcome to have them. But I'm gonna tell y'all what happened to him. He was listening to somebody else's lie about me and still asking me. And when he received somebody else's lie, which what he doesn't realize is this: you destroyed your own family because you didn't have the balls to come to me and ask me about it. But you took what somebody else said and then got angry at me and then started fighting me from that point on. But what he did, he destroyed his own marriage. He destroyed his own family. That's what he did. And then he would go behind my back and talk about me to my children and other people that were around. This is things he did. And then, I kept feeling in the spirit that he was hooking up with my son out of Louisiana father. They was hooking up and they was, plotting and stuff. And, and I'm like, in my heart, my mind, I'm like, what kind of people this done? Mind me, this man, he got a wife. When he married her, only time I saw him was at his mother's funeral. I did not disrespect him. I did not disrespect his marriage. I would never disrespect his wife because I don't want to be disrespected. Because, see, I know what I was going through. So I wouldn't dare do her like that. I have much respect for her. I have respect for her that if she's still with him, I have respect for her because that's what she chose to do. And, whatever she do, That's her. But I'm just saying, making that very clear to her so she know. Because, like the last time I was around her, it's like she had this, she was uncomfortable being around me. But I want her to know, I pray that she, on Facebook or some kind of way can get on Facebook or YouTube and hear this here to let her know I never disrespect her home. I never got out of order with her husband. Even though me and him have a child together, but still, that's still her husband. And I will honor and respect her as that being her husband. But then to think that the man that I was married to, in the middle of the night, he talking to this woman, which number one, how did the woman get your phone number unless you gave it to them, that you decided to believe, oh man, whatever, you decided to believe a lie and you destroyed your marriage off of a lie. You went on this rampage of sleeping with other people and all this other stuff, but what did it get you? You worked witchcraft, did everything, put me up for a sacrifice, um, joined some kind of cult, so they didn't pay him for money, offer me up for money to kill me, to murder me for money. And it's sad that a lot of people don't understand when you listen to certain things in Hollywood and people don't think that stuff be true. It's true because I know what I'm talking about. Because he tried to kill me um, for money. So, and then the part about it, he's a warlock. Because how you see things about people, but you don't want to believe it. But when God began to open my eyes to see how that, he would, these people go overseas and talk to people overseas on the phone and stuff and, get witchcraft done, or they go to these people, it's some places you could go to where they get stuff to work, burn candles or whatever. And I've seen in the dreams and visions, I see in visions what they was burning candles as well. And people that I knew years ago that was in the church, they were burning candles too. And then as God began to open my eyes, I've been getting to see like the people that was at church that I was dealing with, they was doing witchcraft. The people couldn't get away from them because they were serving their flesh. When I say serving their flesh, doing a lot of stuff they shouldn't have been doing. So by them doing that, the people was able to keep that control over them, that witchcraft control over them. I always tell people because due to knowledge that God have been showing me, it's important to vibe high and not low because when you vibe low, then they can attach these entities to y'all. They can work that witchcraft on y'all. So you have to vibe high. When I say that, keep your energy clean without any negative energy or negative thoughts and stuff like that, because they'll bring negative thought to you. They wanted me to unalive myself. They did everything. Went around saying I was crazy. And the good part about it, which I thank God for, is that I talked to a lot of other people when I was going through certain things. I still had other people I was talking to. So everything that I've been through is documented because I have other people I talked to about what I was going through when I was going through it. And I still have those people around me today that a lot of people have no idea the type of people I have around me that able to document what I was going through with my husband and him cheating, and don't have enough balls, or even the so-called church covenant. That's what I call it, the church covenant, where they have poly relationships. But I don't believe in poly relationship. I believe in one man, one woman. I believe that kind of relationship. But don't try to pull me into that because that's the lifestyle you want. Okay. I hope you all having a nice day. But I just wanted to say, I want to say thank you all for coming on my channel, and thank you all for keep coming. And also, like I said, I just love to tell my truth. I love to tell because guys, it was time I couldn't say anything because they had me on the because I was low vibe. I they was finding he was always finding a way to come in the house after he done been with his whores and men. He been with men and women. You know, he the pastor of the so-called church broke him in, which supposed to be helping the people, but they breaking them in. Knew the man married, but you supposed to counsel them, the wife and husband together, about anything that's going on in your house. But these people, these churches, church cults, they get in between people marriages. They destroy people's families. I've seen them divide people's families. I've seen them try to take the children, put the children. Okay, so for instance, if I don't go along with them, so they'll working my children against me. Not just my children, my husband, because he is weak minded, and he's still weak minded today. Um, today, because the woman, that's not the only person that he was with. You know, he's with other women and men as well. But this particular woman that God sent in his life on purpose. And see, when God show you something, you just pull back and let God do what he needs to do. So this woman came in his life and was telling him, oh, she his soulmate, and it was ordained by God. And this was a witch, dark practitioner. But he acted like he knew everything. You couldn't tell him nothing because that's the way he always been. He had this spirit of, oh, I know everything. You can't tell me nothing. You know, I'll try down on me. Anything, y'all. Now listen, check this out. Anything I talked about one time about opening a home for children. Oh, I don't think you should open a home for children. But y'all, every ideal that I had, he took it to other women. He went through my things at home behind my back, taking it to other women. But what he doesn't realize, all the paperwork that I had at home, I still have that paperwork somewhere else. So the thing about this is you setting up doing stuff. Okay, when the paperwork come out, this paperwork dated way back. What you gonna say? Or what's she gonna say? Do you know it's against the law that you could sue a woman or man that come in your relationship and destroy your relationship? You could sue every one of them. But see, a lot of people don't know that. For him to jump up, go behind my back, and marry somebody else, you know, this is what I heard, without letting me, you know, without anything, did whatever he did behind my back, knowing that we had a child. This is what he did. But see what he did, he kind of prepared his way out anyway by getting vehicles that only putting his name on them. But he was running around like he was single. But yet the woman he was fooling with knew he was married because she saw me, and she was jealous of me because she saw me. You know, I want her husband. But what she didn't know was the point where I knew who he was, and I knew what he was doing. So she didn't get nothing on me. She felt like, oh, I took him out. No, I left. That's how I left him. Okay. You didn't take anything. I don't care how many times you slept with him. I don't care how many children you had for him or whoever you had children for. You not special, honey. You just like all the rest of them. He gonna throw you away if you don't. No, she gonna throw him away first. 'Cause see, she already was stealing from him and doing all kind of stuff behind his back too. But she was worse than him. That's a part about it. But yet he thought he was doing something. I'm not gonna talk about him and my aunt and my sister. I'm not gonna, sleeping with family members. I ain't gonna talk about that today because I already, put a video out about that. But I'm just telling you all about, but letting y'all know I appreciate y'all listening to my videos. And then uh they was using MK Ultra. So when they use MK Ultra on you, it takes you a while to kind of like get your thoughts together. And the purpose for using that, they was experimenting on me without my permission. I never gave nobody power of attorney. I would never give my husband nor my kids because I knew he had manipulated their minds against me. None of them power of attorney. I've never gave nobody power of attorney. But yet he went around saying I'm crazy, tried to put me in the answer. Behind my back, he was doing this with these people or this woman behind my back to try to put me in some kind of institution. They bought land together. What he does, he takes stuff and put it in somebody else's name. But see, we were married. I don't care whose name he put it in. They could trace the money. He do all kind of, drug. Well, number one, I don't want no money with somebody drug dealing money. I don't want that. I don't want no blood money where they done kill somebody for life insurance policies. I'm not that kind of person. But the point of is how he schemed behind my back, how he got together with another man that have a wife that I used to date. I did not marry him, and he was mad because I didn't marry him. I don't know if he told my husband that he slept with me. When I met my husband, I did not sleep with this man. So whatever lie he told my husband or whatever woman told him, whatever lie, because he chose to believe it, he destroyed his whole life. His life never going to be the same. You know why? Because God gave him a wife. He prayed for a wife. He prayed for, God gave him that, but he abused it. If he come out there tell anybody, oh, I gave her, I took care of her. No, he did not take care of me. Paying the electric bill, paying the internet bill, paying the phone bill, you in the house too. That's why you paid that, because you was in the house too. But he would take his money, get paid good money, and wouldn't give me a dime. But I didn't let it bother me because the place we was in, I'm the one who bought it. We were living in a trailer, a single wide trailer. And I paid for it and I had it set up. But he's out here, fake flexing with some other woman, doing all this stuff with some other woman. But he thought that made him look good, living that double life. And a lot of people, then he was telling people that I was sick. I'm not, y'all. Number one, I'm not sick and I never have been sick. I don't take drugs. I don't smoke and I don't drink alcohol. I had one on the trip. I forgot. I went on a cruise with one of my sisters. We up in Florida. She gonna try to put a drink in the front of me, take a picture like I was drinking alcohol. Now this is supposed to be my sister. She went behind my back and posted on Facebook like she trying to smear my name, smear my image, my character online. Put it on Facebook. Like she was doing. See, this how sneaky she was. And thought she did somehow. She did judge herself. She thought, oh, somebody working witchcraft on her. No, you have ways, stuff you did that's wrong that you haven't gotten right. And guys, I don't even want to talk about that because it's not worth talking about it. I just want to talk about, like I said, talk about what I've been through. Because the reason I do that, because I don't know who else going through it. I know somebody else here because these people, they target other people. When I say that what they do, him and the women in group too, they target people. They scam. They love scammers. They drug dealers. They sell drugs. They traffic children. They traffic human trafficking. They organ harvesting. All these crimes that y'all be seeing on TV, they doing all that. They get it with illegal migrants and stuff like that too. Work with the cartels, motorcycle gang. Y'all, he was wrapped up in all this stuff. I can't say I knew all this, but God been revealing all this stuff to me. But see, this the thing what people don't realize is this. What's so important, y'all. Treat people like you want to be treated. Because all this stuff come back to you when you don't do right. And you all, I want to thank you all, thank you for coming in. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, y'all. I don't want y'all to ever think I don't appreciate when y'all come through here. And I know they're blocking my channel. They blocking my channel so it don't circulate. Because, they know people that, I know God. And God is who I depend on. And they doing everything they can to try to block me from making any kind of money. Block my channel from growing. Because I'm on TikTok. I every day like 20 to 30 people, sometimes 50 people would join my TikTok page, but my page would never grow. So I knew they were blocking my page. Then I had my YouTube page. I've been having it for years, and it have never grown. It's like it grew, then all of a sudden I lost people on my YouTube. Then they went on Facebook, went behind my back, inboxing people and stuff to people about me on Facebook. And you know what the sad part about these people? You know they believe what they said. That was the sad part about it. And you know, people miss out on loving and enjoying good people, but they chose to believe a liar. But I feel sorry for them, you know, because they who they are too. When people don't want to, the point about this, y'all, remember this: those people that look down on y'all when y'all was going through things because other people caused these things in your life, not you caused them, other people did it. And when you get to a place and God elevates you, don't look down on them. Don't never look down on a person. But what you do, you just speak and keep going. But when positions begin to open in your business, you know you can't trust these people. When doors begin to open for you, you know you can't trust these people. So you can't bring them in to walk beside you because you can't trust those people. So, and I'm just making this video because, see, I want y'all to really think, just protect yourself. Anytime you see a man that you done had children for a child for, and they try to do this kind of stuff to you, they got to be some low down dirty dogs. But yet they got women or men on the side, women and men on the side doing what they want to do, but they want to stop your life. They don't want you to elevate because of their jealousy, their insufficiency, but they walking around like, like they all dead and they've been living double lives. Both of them, both of them. Having babies outside the marriage. The babies, well, I'm going to say, they're supposed to be their babies because some of them ain't even their babies because they were too ignorant to get a DNA test. Why do I sense one of them been in court with a DNA test of both of them, and the child not even theirs? So you want to get out here? I pray your wife see this, let her know you were cheating too. Okay. While you so busy up in our business, you need to tend to your own business. Okay. But people want to get all up in your business or turn your child against you. I see both of my, both this daddy and the other daddy doing the same thing. Turn the children against the parent. Still telling the parent, still him telling his son the truth about when I used to try to come get him. They always had excuse. About, I'm gonna take him here, I'm gonna take him there. When I asked my son when summer's over, he said, well, mama, I didn't go anywhere, we didn't go there, we didn't go here. See, this is what what I dealt with, where I could have taken him with me, but I thank God I didn't, because the man I married worse than the other one. So I thank God I didn't take him with me. And then when I began to learn things about the man I'm married to, or was married to, I don't know if I'm married or not. I'm being honest. But the alliance said, I don't know what she had. I didn't know. He always knew I was at, because they had a tracker on my vehicle. And he tracked me with my phone. So what lie? Or did you was living in a house with me and got married while you living in the house with me? Because the one was so stupid. See, this kind of people he was around that does stuff like this here, and they get together and laugh at other people. They get on the boat, and have those sex parties and all that other stuff, But they want to laugh at me, but they want to live that kind of lifestyle because I don't live that lifestyle. No, I'm not like y'all. I never have been like y'all. Oh, I don't like her. I don't care whether you like me or not. You don't like me because I live a clean lifestyle. Y'all live trashy lifestyles. That's why you don't like me. And then you know the good part about it now, I don't even have to have y'all in my life. Because these are choices y'all made. You know, and still, like I said, still are you saying, wait, hey, I want to get a divorce because I want to stay single. Guess what? I'd have got you, gave you your divorce paperwork. But you so busy playing these games, these mind games, like you had me in your pocket. No, you ain't never had me in your pocket. All them little mind games, leave the house and don't say nothing. All that stuff like you were doing something. You know what? You just made a fool out yourself. Everything you did, you made a fool out yourself. People see you now. People see the lies you done told. And you done told so many lies you can't even keep up with them. And people see me, they confused because you done told them some lie. I thank God for YouTube. I thank God for Facebook, TikTok, and the rest of these platforms. Because these platforms help you to get your truth out about how your husband of 40-something years try to isolate you, try to kill you, murder you for money, for a sacrifice. Be stuffed because they mind so distorted. But I'll say this again. Any one of them that try to go to court and say something about, oh, I was crazy. No, you did what you want. Everything was done with premeditated. That was premeditated. You and the woman and the rest of y'all premeditated it. You accept the offer to offer up your own kid's mother. What kind of trash are you? And that trash and people you hang with. All over money because you so greedy for money. Why don't you tell them about the man? You know the man that you do with and you be driving around his car. You go pick up his car. His grandkids know you. Do that, Donald. Do that. Let everybody know how you go, what you do with that man. What you and that man do together. And you ride around in his car, make people think you got a whole lot of money. Whatever money you got is corrupt. So that's why I said, I thank God I didn't get a dime from you. When you going around here getting money or behind the scene, you or whoever with your corrupt self trying to get money for people that you ain't doing nothing for, you're going to be exposed. All y'all, matter of fact, y'all already exposed. Because when I begin to talk about it, when I begin to call judgment, that it be served up on you and the rest of y'all liars. All y'all a mess falling apart. When God said enough is enough, enough was enough. That's when judgment was called. You can't get away from it. You can't run from it. Ain't nobody running from it. All kind of stuff happen. When you look in your family and you see your family member dying and dying and dying. I mean, year after year, a bunch of your family members dying. They dying because somebody killed them. They ain't died from no stroke. They ain't died from no heart attack. These folks murdered them. Your own family members murdered your own family members. Okay? That's why I say pull up them bodies. Said now if that person been in the house with that person, that people came up with cancer or whatever, you need to find out. You need to resume them bodies, do a toxicology report, and see what they done put in them folks' food or drink. Because this how corrupt they are. I would say it over and over again. This thing right here, all he did was thought he was going to get away with murder. And he have murdered other people too. I don't care what nobody say. I know what God say. I believe when God tell me something, I believe God because he see all things. And I'm telling you right now, it's corrupt people in the medical field. It's corrupt people in the what they call the funeral home services. It's corrupt people all over in the bank. How they able to get your money Because they got corrupt people working in the bank. They got corrupt people in the legal system. How many times I got to keep saying this over and over again? You find out some people, they got heart problems or need some kind of transplant, and they'll kill people just for that organ. Just because these people got money. They don't deserve nothing. Because number one, the reason they got a problem with their organs is because of the lifestyle they live. Because they don't take care of their body. And people, you so mean. That's what's wrong with you. A lot of y'all mean. You got diseases in your body also because you're mean. Because you're trying to get even with other people that ain't done nothing to you. Because you chose to believe a lie rather than the truth. You chose to be a wimp. Till a coming asking your wife that you married, that you took an oath with, that you stood before God and said for better, for worse, for richer, for poor. But you get something, you want to take care of some other hoe or whores, because y'all like that poly relationship. Y'all like that in Portsmouth. Y'all like that in Chesapeake. Y'all like that in Norfolk. Oh, yes, y'all did in Hampton. Them little poly relationship. Go on them little trips and y'all do y'all little do and come back to y'all husband and wife. This how disgusting y'all are. Sue me. I don't care who you get to lie and say something wrong with me. Okay, if something wrong with me, why in the world I could drive myself anywhere I want to drive myself? Oh, but I'm crazy though. I'm crazy though. But you the one when you couldn't take care of yourself, but you always call me to help you. So where was your hoe at then? That you want to lie and live a double life like I didn't know anything. You want to make like you laughing like you made a fool out of me. You didn't make a fool out of me. You made a fool out yourself because number one, everything is in your body. You want to run around here try to say I gave you AIDS or I gave you HIV or all this other stuff because I done slept with somebody else. You's a liar and the truth has never been in you. You the one stick yourself in anything you can stick in a man button everywhere. Okay? And I could be more. I could tell you something else too. Just like that man car you ride in, you put a rubber on it. Okay? You know what I mean. I think they call it figure eight or whatever you call it. Yeah, y'all do that. Old man. But yet you continue to go on with your foolishness. Yet you decide you're going to try to set me up because you got hate in your heart over a lie. What a disgrace you are to our grandkids and great grandkids. Your own children, your own daughters and sons. Because you done lied to them, thinking all these lies you done put on me behind my back to my own children. What kind of psycho are you? You plotted and planned it all. So that's why I said, when y'all get in court and say, the devil made me do this, or a spirit made me do this. No, you premeditated it. You planned it. Y'all planned it out. I'm telling you now, I never gave permission for no government entity, nobody, to do any type of test on me. And you all had no right to invade my privacy. You had no right to surveillance me. You had no right to put cameras in my home or outside my home. You have no right to lie on somebody else like some man came in the yard and picked me up and get somebody else, a man got a wife and children, to destroy somebody else's marriage. Because that's all you do. You sleep around all around Amelia County. You sleep with other women, other men, wives. That's what you do. You go around the track. You go over there to Daisy house. Oh, no. But you go around lying to people. And if I thought of Daisy, it's like a sister. Or any of those rest of them whores that slept with you. Because they insecure of who they are. And I'll say this again. I had nothing but respect for her and her husband. I don't care what lie other people said. That man never got out of place with me. Never. Another rest of them guys in the kitchen. Just sick and tired of people with their nasty stuff. Always assuming something. But your dumb hind part, I know you listen to my videos. I don't care what you say. You are a liar. Don't try to get an attitude. Well, you put something on Facebook. That's why I didn't buy you nothing for your anniversary. Nigga, let me tell you something. You ain't never really did nothing for me when it comes to buying me anything for my anniversary, anything for my birthday. But yet you want to get over there and pretend like you the best man ever. While you let your child suffer, you with a hoe. You let your children suffer when you supposed to be in church. And these niggas knew what you were doing. Because you were doing it with them. They never cared about nobody's children. Oh, forget them. Let me tell you something. I'm going to talk about what I need to talk about. I'm so sick of y'all religious devils. Y'all Sadducees, y'all Pharisees and scribes. Y'all in the Bible. Y'all want to cover y'all sin when children was raped and still the parents taken to the police. They didn't say anything. Children raping children. What the heck is that? But y'all covered that up. But yet you don't know the fact it had on that girl. We, as women, didn't even protect our children in the church. Where you supposed to be able to be safe with your children. In the school system. In Amelia County. The teacher's fooling the woman in Amelia County. The woman teacher is fooling with the boy, the children at school. In Amelia County. These foster homes, where they building these foster homes, connected him. They fooling with children, okay? These so-called homes, they're abusing the elderly. That's connected to him, okay? What more do I need to say? What more do God need to say? How many times God have to keep speaking it out? But he tell them, turn from y'all wicked way. No, they're not going to turn from their wicked way because they wicked inside and out. Y'all out here that had sex with y'all mamas and sisters and brothers. Your nieces and nephews, your children. And y'all so stupid, y'all think that's right? And then you hold the Bible up in your hand? And the Bible plainly tell you not to do that? It's an abomination? Then one of y'all wonder why your back hurt, why this hurt, why that hurt. Because you done crossed the line. You done broke universal law. Y'all out here doing this witchcraft. Trying to hurt other people. Y'all broke universal law. Y'all broke the spiritual law. You women out here putting your cycle in men food and drink. Yeah, Marie, I'm talking about you. To get a man because you can't even get now. The man gonna hit every person in your house because that's what kind of trash he is. But see, you trash too. All y'all trash. Same way with you too, Barbara. Too. You disrespectful trash. I don't like her. You know why you don't like me? Because I got standards. I respect other people. I never liked her. I don't care if you never liked me or not. You didn't like me because I'm not like you. Don't nobody set up and say they don't like somebody just because that person is different. Number one, I never disrespect you and I always been nice to you. You chose to hate on me, not me choosing to hate on you. I've never been a person that have to be in the midst of a big crowd or be in the midst of people drinking and partying and all that stuff. That's your life. Don't put that on me. That's what you want to do. Do what you do. Don't sit up and holler. You dislike somebody because they don't want to party with y'all. Or you dislike somebody because you thinking somebody's like something because this man done said that person like that. Just because I'm quiet and don't hardly say nothing, but yet y'all want to judge me. I never judge y'all, and I never will. When I say judge y'all, the things y'all did, the things I knew y'all did, and the things y'all still doing when doing the cyber currency and exchange and import and all that other stuff. I can break that down some more, but I'm gonna wait. The cyber currency, inside trading, y'all all kind of corrupt, but y'all don't like me. You don't like me because I'm not corrupt like y'all. But yet you chose to hate me without a cause because you don't know me. This what I'm saying. People hate you without a cause because they listen to somebody else. And then these two sorry men with these trashy people they hang with, trying to prevent you from trying to prevent you from being who God chose you to be on this earth. Or feel like the dark witch feel like she can have my destiny, or she can have the popularity what God have ordained for me to have. Stop wasting your time. You dumb as a brickhead. God not gonna allow no dark witch to get in the position he gave me. So forget that destiny swap y'all call yourself doing. That don't work with me. If you did any swapping, guess what? That's called some people call it karma, I call it judgment. And justice is being served on the platter. See, I got your man. Have fun with that baby. Cause thank you for that. Cause you, honey, you ain't got nothing. You got something anybody can get. You got something where you have to compromise yourself for him. You got something because you don't love yourself enough to even take care of yourself. Oh, well, he take care of his wife. No, he didn't take care of me. Okay? See, that's where you were deceived at. No, he did not take care of me. Just because he paid the electric bill, he was living there. He paid the internet, he was living there. Whatever he was paying that because he was living there. Since you got him to pay your bills and all this other stuff. But you know the bad part about everything? You going to lose everything. Everything. Y'all going to lose everything. When you should have went on about your business and got your own person. But you didn't feel good enough. And I want you to know I do feel sorry for you. But see, then I want you to know too, already knew God had ordained for you to come in his life, to wreak havoc in his life. Because God couldn't get his attention no other way. So he had to make sure you got in his life at the appointed time, which is okay. I don't have no problem with that. Because that's not changing me at all. That doesn't change my feelings about you because I really don't know you or anybody else that I know and I don't know. I'm saying what I'm saying. But you know what? God is a God of love. Enjoy that. You and the rest of them. Because I'm not the type person that have a man, me with a woman and he with a man and all that other stuff. Y'all do all that. I don't do that. All that partying on the boat and all that other stuff, partying and sex with each other and all that other stuff. I don't do that. What was supposed to be a one night stand end up being all this here. Well, how did it get to be a one night stand? Had you been with your wife doing what you supposed to do as a man, respecting his wife, you wouldn't have even went through this. As a matter of fact, if you was respecting your wife, no matter what somebody else said about your wife, you wouldn't have believed it. But because you wasn't a man, you were just a male factor with a penis that you wanted to stick it everywhere you could stick it. That's sad. I feel sorry for you because you threw away your own destiny. Everything I talked to you about, you ran somewhere else with it. When you had everything already in your house, cleaning service, everything. Every time I openly had the business, had the license and everything, you never would work it because you knew good and well that I would excel above you. But what you didn't realize is this. A wife and a husband walk side by side, not the man putting his feet on his wife's neck. See, I'm not your competition and never have been your competition. I never looked down on you. All I wanted to do was exalt you. But you didn't see that. You allow the enemy in your heart and your mind against me. And you know what's the bad part about all of this here? It's no turning back from it. What's done is done and it's settled. And I'm going to talk about my story. I'm going to talk about what happened to me. I'm going to bring you up from time to time because that's part of my story. See, you tried to write your own story, but God had another story already written. And it didn't include you because you've written yourself out of it years ago. So I can't say have a good life. You're not going to never have that because of what you did. You broke the covenant with God. That's what you did. You threw away what God gave you, his best. You went everywhere trying to find what you've had in me. You'll never find it. God told me to tell you that. You will never find that. Because he said I was a one-time life experience you will ever have. And he said to tell you, you threw that away. He said he'd been dealing with you. No use of crying over spilled milk because, see, you spilled it. When you should have been pouring into your wife, you was pouring into other whores and men and boys and girls. I'm just repeating what he's telling me. I'm repeating it to you. You and Zab shouldn't have never got married if y'all wasn't going to be faithful to your wife. I don't care what the circumstances, Zab. You married that lady. And I love you, Angie. I love you from the bottom of my heart. I honestly do. And I want you to know that. That no matter what happened, I want you to know that I love you and I never have disrespected you when it came to your husband, okay? And I never will. And I want you to know, even if I met you in the street tomorrow, anytime, any place, I do want you to know, no matter what, I don't care what you did against me or anything, but I still want you to know that I do love you. And I appreciate everything that you've done for my grandkids. I do appreciate it. If you never heard me say that, I want you to hear this. And I pray if you're not on here, that Zay will show you. But see, he's not going to do that because he don't want to do us right. But some way, somehow, I pray that you see this video. And I want you to know that I love you from the bottom of my heart. And that I honestly, from the bottom of my heart, do appreciate you. And I never would disrespect you. I never would come around. If it wasn't from your mom, his mother's funeral, I wouldn't have been around him, okay? Because that's your husband. He married you, and I respect you for that. And I respect you for being there for my grandkids, for our grandkids. I'm not going to say our grandkids, okay? It would be wrong for me to say mine, but I'm saying ours, mine and your grandchildren. But you know, anytime you want to get in contact with me, please do so. Because I'm not about all that stuff that they going about doing and saying. I'm not about that. I would never disrespect you. Never. Okay? Love you, sis. And God love you. Remember that. Remember, God love you. You don't have to let a man beat on you. He beat on you. Men beat on their wives or disrespect their wife because they got another woman on the side or a man or vice versa, both. That's why they beat on their wives or mistreat their wives or their husbands because they got somebody on the side. So, I know you know a lot of things. And God will always give you a way of escape. You take your way of escape and you enjoy your life to the fullest. And I speak the blessings of God that they will overtake you like never before. Because see, long as you stay under Him, the blessings that need to flow to you, it won't flow to you because of Him, the things that He's doing, the witchcraft He's working. Okay? But you have an amazing day, and when I get a chance to meet you one day, and I want you to know, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. It doesn't matter what happened in between any of that stuff. It doesn't even matter. Just like I said, for instance, like the women that my husband have slept with. Women that don't know about me, I feel sorry for them. But the women that know about me, I don't feel sorry for them because, number one, what goes around comes back because they will suffer. And some of them going to suffer a destructive end. When I said destructive end, a lot of them going to lose their children, their grandchildren. A lot of them going to get in horrible car accidents, get burnt up in a house, and have to suffer because they chose to fool with God's anointed. And God plainly told them, and they heard Him, touch not my anointed, do my prophet no harm. But you know what? They thought they knew me, but they didn't know who I was. But I promise you right now, they know. I promise you right now, with all the things falling apart, they know. Lose job, houses, license, nurses gonna get the way, lawyers gonna get their license, they're gonna get debarred and they ain't gonna be able to practice law ever again. Because they chose a lie, deceit, and deception. Doctors gonna lose their license, nurses never be able to practice again. Business that they got, they're gonna lose all them business, all of them. Every one of them gonna lose their business. Because they chose to lay down with somebody else's husband and they knew it. But the ones that slept with him that didn't know that he was married because he was going around like he was single, they're going to get some repercussions. But it may not be as severe as the others. But I want to say, you all might as well get prayer. Because some of y'all, like I said, y'all, some of y'all got AIDS right now. Some got HIV right now. Syphilis, gonorrhea, all this stuff, all kind of diseases. Cancer. God gonna eat them up from the inside out. Because y'all knew better. And then some of y'all didn't know no better because he lied to y'all. Y'all got to learn how to stop believing everybody. Because y'all went down a road y'all didn't have to go down. All of that over a lie. Then I never forget this time, Miss Scott and Dorothy came to my house and they were both acting funny with me and I didn't know why. Because he had lied to them. He had said something to them about me behind my back. And Dorothy have never acted like that with me, nor Miss Scott. I knew something was wrong. But I just went on back in my house. But they chose that, to go that way, when they'd been around me before. That's the part about it. All of them been around me before. But I never liked her. Well, you never got to know me. How you going to dislike somebody you don't even know? Y'all got to stop letting other people, insecurity and jealousy for somebody else, separate y'all from people when you can have an amazing relationship. I don't care what y'all do. I don't care about y'all partying, all that stuff. My sisters party. My sisters drink. My brothers drink. And they have something, I go to it. I'm not going to discriminate against them because they doing that. That's them. That's their life. I love them just the same because that's their life. Even they tell me, you can have a drink and that's not me. I'm not a fake person. I don't fake it. I live my life honestly because people watch me. I don't want to cause nobody to stumble. You know what's so bad? My husband on drugs. And one of the things that always bothered me, I was afraid he would get back on alcohol. Because the type of alcohol you see, drink it, and he could drink it straight. And I was grateful when God delivered him from that. But he went back to it. So guess what? It's worse when you go back to something. And on drugs too. And he thought I didn't know it. He thought I didn't know he was drinking. Stumbling all over the prayers and the way he was looking and shaking, and he didn't really realize I knew he was on drugs and drinking. Because that's who he connected himself with. He get in the nighttime calling other women, getting on these sites and stuff. I'm in the house with him. He thought I didn't know I knew. We used to sleep in the room together. I had to leave out the room with him because of the demons that he had on him, because him being with different people. And he had all those spirits around him. I can't sleep with that. I can't deal with that spirit. Like I told him, why did you bring this to my house? Why did you bring this lifestyle here when you could have just took it on out there and did what you wanted to do? You could have took it on out there and lived with Maria or whoever you wanted to live with. I don't care. I didn't care one way or another. You wasn't faking. You wasn't fooling me. You fooled yourself. See, people fool themselves. Yo, I'm not about all that. I'm not about, I got to have these fancy things. I don't have to do that. All I wanted from my husband was a house. He made up all these excuses. All I wanted to do was build a legacy for my grandkids, my great-grandkids, my kids, that when they got of age, they didn't have to work other people's jobs. They would have had that legacy to carry on from generation to generation. But this woman thought that she was going to get my sister jealous of my anointing, jealous of my gifts, my calling that God gave me. But she's jealous of those, and she wants those. And she think God going to give her any of my gifts with her nasty body, with her nasty self. No, he's not going to give that to her. No, any of them other whores that he didn't, the black witch or black, whatever she called it, the practitioner that he screwed. The one that got witchcraft on him. He ain't know he was all messed up because she bewitched him. When his attitude changed toward me, that's how I knew that when a man with somebody else, fooling with somebody else, their attitude changed. Number one, why would you be in a strip joint without you? Well, number one, why would you be in there? You married. But you supposed to be deacon of the church, though. That's what I'm saying. See, y'all understand holiness of God is different from mine. I don't want to do the same thing everybody else do. Yeah, I go to any type of celebration, my kids, my sister, and dance with them. Yes, I do. That don't make me sin. Because I enjoy my sister or my granddaughter, her wedding with my grandson, Jay, which I love him. But I want them to know marriage is a job. Y'all got to work together. And, just be humble, But y'all can do it. You do it together. Y'all work it together. Don't let nobody else get in the middle of it. Y'all talk. Sit down and talk. Not fuss. Talk. Y'all got a beautiful marriage. Y'all got a beautiful family. Beautiful family. Ordained by God. So y'all going to go through some things. Don't get advice from people who don't know what they're talking about. Get advice from people that have been together a long time and they together. And they can tell you everything ain't peaches and cream, but you got to work together. You can't settle nothing with fussing. You have to hear each other. Agree to disagree. Okay? So y'all, listen. Love each other. Don't ever try to get even with a person. I've had people to tell me I would do this to him, I would do that to him. And I told them, I just laughed. I laughed about it. The same sister that he done screwed. Oh, I'll leave him. But what she didn't realize, I had to wait on God. I wasn't like her, and I never will be like her. Just be honest with yourself. If you're in a relationship and you don't want, you wanted something else, you married, divorce, be honest with that person and say, hey, listen, I just want to be single. I just feel like I want to be single. And then you all talk and, do what you got to do. Don't lead the other person on, even though that person know you doing what you're doing. Don't lead them on. Be honest with one another. Through his lies, deceit, and deception, and got him in a hole. Got him in debt. I don't have no debt. Because I don't live foolishly. I don't mind from Temu. I don't mind that. When I buy stuff, like I buy something from Kohl's, stuff he done stole. Been stealing for a long time. Stealing my things. Ain't gave me a dime to buy nothing, but you stealing them. But what he didn't know, he cursed himself. Everything he took out and took it somewhere, took dumpster, whatever. This how wicked he is. People don't know what you're going through because you don't talk about it. But you just be quiet and let that person do what they do. You just let them lie because that's who they are. And but the funny part about it, why they lying, you already didn't. People already know you done been on the phone with people and they showed they button other people on the other side heard them, but you don't say nothing. Or you have your phone laying down and they come in there like a raging wolf, and somebody on the other phone they don't even know on the other phone on the other side listening to all that. But to me, the lower part of the lowest is when you try to kill your wife for money, for a better life with some other woman. That's the lie he was told. That he would live this grand life. But now he's gonna forever live in poverty until God take him out of here. He gonna forever suffer. The suffering that he caused me, because I always knew how to be by myself, because I had God. When I say by myself, I'm talking about being away from other people. God was already preparing me for everything that went on all the way up to the end. God had already prepared me, which I was already prepared. So, but he wasn't prepared. He's not prepared for what's all coming in his life. He's not prepared. But see, he got to realize what he took me through, it's going to be 1,000 times worse on him. Like all that fake crying you went to other people crying and lying. See, that little fake cry you got, that's finna get real. I mean, real, real. See all them love spells she was putting on you and the breakup spells she was putting in between our relationship. See, all that rolled back on her and on you. When y'all was working witchcraft together against me, trying to block my way, block me for having them finances. Who does that? If you chose some other woman, why would you and the woman work witchcraft on me? Why didn't y'all go on y'all way? But no, out of jealousy, her jealousy and your jealousy. And why she jealous of me, I don't know, because I don't even deal with whoever that is. Or even if I dealt with somebody, that he's screwing. All he doing is screwing, because it ain't nothing to it, because he ain't got no heart. See, he thought he was in love with that woman because he didn't realize it was witchcraft. She was working on him to get him away from me. She tied him up to her and did all that stuff to get him, to bile up, all mess up his mind. That's what she did. And see, that's what people don't realize. You do all that stuff. Then when that stuff, see, God break that stuff off of them. That's bad for you, girl. Holy hell will break it loose then. And let me tell you something. Everything you thought you stole from me through him, you ain't did nothing. Because you got heart broke just like he is. Just like you was stealing from him. You had somebody on the side too. Y'all was playing against him. You and your little girls and your other, all y'all. You know what I'm talking about. Y'all was plotting against him as well. Because God set it up like that. You call yourself trapping him like you were doing something. But you haven't seen nothing yet, baby. It ain't got nothing to do with me. It's got to do with God. All this death in the swamp. I'm trying to be me. Girl, be yourself. You will never be me. Because I don't give my body away. I don't scam and scheme. See what I mean? I don't do all that stuff. I'm sure of myself. But you're not sure of yourself. Love yourself, honey. Y'all women out here, men out here, love yourself. Y'all don't have to worry about going in somebody else's relationships to other people's homes. You and him both and the rest of y'all people. Fooling with other people's marriages. Because y'all weak as hell. The devil driving y'all cars. Them incubus spirits and incubus and succubus spirits. Them lust demons. Y'all ain't gonna never, I don't care how many men, women, y'all never be fulfilled because y'all have no control over y'all body. Y'all done set up and slept with somebody with those spirits. Now y'all got them. And them spirits gonna be with y'all till y'all leave this earth. Okay? Because of what y'all did. Because of what you little women did. Call yourself coming in between my marriage. You didn't hurt me. You hurt yourself. It's hard to kick against a prick. That was the plan. That was God's plan. To get me where I needed to be. Oh, thank you, Father. Ha yarabo si kandarabo shade nebo ko yarara. Y'all can track, y'all can blog, share better, do whatever y'all want to my videos. Y'all not gonna stop me from rising, baby. Y'all not gonna double share and then the mokoya and then the bokuya tana mokoya namasia. Either double shake it double shanadi koya namasa. I don't care how many times y'all try to send y'all witchcraft, but it's coming back to y'all. They double shot. Either double share every backfire hit double shanda. Soon as y'all send it out, it's coming back. It's gonna wipe out y'all family. It's gonna wipe out y'all business. It's gonna wipe out y'all money. Y'all ain't gonna get nothing when it's over. Not just that, he gonna bring all y'all to open shame. That everybody know y'all y'all nasty and wicked ways. I'm telling you right now, they're gonna know y'all by name. All y'all little sneaky hoes. They're gonna know all y'all by name because ain't none of y'all gonna hide out. Everything about Donna life is coming out, and y'all names gonna come out with it. And y'all emails and texts and messages and everything, group message, it all coming out. I don't care what you erase. I don't care what you kind of burn. I'm telling you now, it's all gonna come out. Yeah, and I don't care. I'm about to pay my lawyer. You can pay whoever you want to pay. You still going to prison, not jail. You going to prison. And I'm going to say it again. Some of y'all ain't going to make it to prison because y'all going to die before y'all get there. Y'all going to bury family members. Y'all going to bury your children, your grandchildren. That you tried to do to me is returning back to you. You ain't wondering what's going on? What's been going on all this time? You working that witchcraft. All that hate y'all putting out there. That's hate. That's negative energy. Because y'all so bitter in your heart. Because y'all didn't deal with y'all trauma. And y'all still traumatizing. Then trying to traumatize other people. Then you're raping your children. Think you're raping your children. Think you're hurting somebody else. You dumb fools. You ruin your children's lives. Because you want that same demon, that generational curse, to go down from generation to generation. But I decree, declare, my kids, this curse will not follow my kids. Well, y'all done laid up with y'all mom and dad and all kind of stuff, and aunts and uncles, and pregnate your aunt, pregnate your sister. What kind of crazy stuff is that? Then y'all hide this mess and don't tell nobody nothing. And people marry into y'all stinky families with y'all filthy butts. God bringing all this stuff out to the open. It's being exposed in the open so the generation curse can be broken off my kids. And y'all kids know it's not broke off y'all kids because y'all continue to do this stuff. Spirit of confusion, wondering why the kid all confused. When y'all wonder why they confused, because the parent then crossed over doing stuff they ain't had no business doing. Ain't no mother got no business having sex with her son or having her son go down on her. What kind of crazy is that? Vice versa with the man. What kind of crazy is that? You curse with a curse. You call yourself trying to curse me. You can't curse me. Y'all call yourself trying to speak a vex or curse over me. I return everything back to y'all. And I return to y'all children, your grandchildren, all the way down. Every generation. Until God rise up somebody in your family line, and he may not, because some of y'all family line going to be wiped out because y'all so filthy. You're sleeping with your own children. And you ain't going to tell me you ain't know that was wrong. You knew that was wrong. That's why I said y'all devils pick up the darn Bible and you read the Bible and you still be trying yourself preaching on the pulpit or call yourself deacon or whatever y'all call yourselves. Y'all lying hypocrites. That's what y'all are. A bunch of lying hypocrites. I'm sick of y'all nasty hind parts. And provoke the Holy Spirit in me with y'all nasty selves. Do you want to walk around with y'all chests out with y'all products on like y'all all this and that and you done slept with your own child or your mama or your daddy? And then y'all got y'all chests out and y'all want to hide all this stuff. No, y'all need to deal with this. And today I'm dealing with it. The children ain't at fault. Y'all grown tell people at fault because you knew it was wrong to sleep with your children, to violate your children because you so stupid. Like you hurting your wife or your husband by sleeping with them. You know you curse your own dumb hind part. And you going to die a horrible death. You going to suffer before you die. You going to suffer before you die. It would be easy for God to just let you unalive yourself. But he going to call you to suffer like you caused everybody else to suffer. How you went in other people's homes, other people's marriages, and destroyed them. Impregnated other people's wives and husbands. Because you so stupid. Y'all forgive me because I when I think about stuff like this, how people would do something like this, they crazy. And then want to say this or say that. No, y'all premeditated these things. Everything y'all did when y'all robbed somebody, y'all planned it. When y'all frauded somebody, y'all planned it. Y'all did them identification fraud, these checks and all this rest of this stuff. Y'all frauded people. Y'all planned it out. Everything that these people done, I'm going to record it today. Let's see, today is what? The day is July the 15th, 2026. Everything that they have done, they planned it. It was pre-planned. So if they come and say anything else, they planned it. And everything gonna come out. Now these folks out here have like down low people. They down low. Like I said, I promise you one thing. When I finish, anybody that call themselves down low, fooling with other people, getting in marriage and know they down low, you gonna have a problem. You're going to pay that person and you're going to go to prison for life. Like I said, open up Alcatraz and we going to put some alligators and crocodiles around there and drop y'all tail off over there. Did you think about that when you unalive babies? Did you think about that when you rape babies or you rape children? Did you think about that when you took that child organ? Did you think about that? For money? Or took some young person organs for money? Y'all mainly circle around black people because see the black people, their organs are more important. Okay? I'm not throwing the black card out there because I hate the black card. I'm just telling you what God said. Y'all target the young black men. When I said target, I mean unalive them. And then you take cases and then you try to use it to do the black card. Just stop it. Y'all don't care nothing about no black children getting killed. But y'all fake it like y'all do. Like if something happened, like the little black boy killed the little white boy, y'all try to use that. When the black folks killing each other all the time, but y'all don't stand up and open y'all mouth and say a word. Shut up. It's sad when parents something happen to their children, they try to use it for GoFundMe to fix themselves up. It's a disgrace. You're gonna use a GoFundMe for your own selfish motives. That tell you y'all would do anything. You don't care about that child. See, y'all got to nip stuff before it happens. But see, y'all be living under these lily pads. If your child come tell you something, y'all talk to the children. Go to the school. Talk to the teachers. Teach your children about love. If y'all keep on here always trying to divide the black and the white, all this stuff, that's why you got a problem. It ain't the children, it's y'all. This is what y'all teaching the children. And I'll say this again. I never taught my children about no black and no white, no hating no white people, or no other people. I taught them about love. Because you don't know, one day your child be stranded. That same person you hate gonna end up helping your child. But if you got all this evil coming out of you, they're gonna pass right by your child or your grandchild. We leaving generational kids behind. When we close our eyes, generations gonna be left behind. We got to be an example to those generations. And we got to stop sitting up on a bucket and not saying nothing, but want to smile and look good, but yet the kids is toe up. We haven't dealt with the real issue. Talk to the kids. Listen what the kids say. Just like the school system. Listen what the kids say. They know what they need. These kids are smart, y'all. The problem, kids having problems because the school system or the parent not working with them. Listen to them. You love your child when you listen to them, guys. And and I'm proud of AJ. I'm proud of his parents. No, they not perfect parents, but I love them both. And my nephew, no, I will beat him real good about her because I love her. I love my nephews and my nieces. And I'm very proud of them. I'm proud of my children. I'm proud of my nieces and nephews, great nieces and nephews. I'm very proud of them. And I want them to know I'm proud of them. I don't care what they've been through, what they did, all that. I'm still proud of them. You know why? Because they bringing up another generation. And I listen to their conversation. I smile. I'm best when I play with them. You know why? Because they my nephews and my nieces, and I love them. I mess with them. I tease them. I let them tease me because we talking. And I want them to be able to come to me. Not cut them down because they saying this or that. It's okay. I just let them talk. Because, see, I know myself. I know their struggles because I was their age. And all I want the best for all of them. Because they're actually some good kids. They grown, but they kids to me. To me, they grown, but I still see them like my little nephews and nieces. Because that's who they are. And they always will be. But what I'm encouraging them to do, baby, don't listen to other people want to set up and talk about other people to you, to turn you against somebody else. When that's the person that's telling you all this stuff, that's their problem. But they want to bring it to y'all children. But God gonna get them for that too. Because they have their own issues that they haven't dealt with their own kids. But y'all, I love y'all. I'm going to cut this off. And I want y'all to be the best that y'all can be because y'all believe that and enjoy y'all day and enjoy y'all kids.